welcome back. I hope your October has been treating you well. Today is going to be a little bit different from the other videos, as it's not about me or my life or about the crazy stuff going on in school. It's actually about one of my original characters. Woo! I wanted to do this video for a while, and I'm excited to introduce you to the characters of this world that I've been, working on since I was a literal child, literally 13 years old, and kind of make sense of, who these characters are, because you will be seeing them a lot in these sketchbook tours, or, just, me drawing them. So, I've always wanted to do this, so we're gonna talk about that. So because this is gonna be a bit of a longer video, it's gonna be more rambly, honestly. The art isn't as important. I mean, obviously pay attention to the art if you want to, but feel free to grab your sketchbook, work on whatever you need to be. This is just gonna be me again talking about characters and world building and all that stuff. So we're just gonna go ahead and get started. So the character we are drawing today, she is the main character. You may have seen her in the past video I did where it was I did a sketchbook session last video, I believe. The video before this, I believe, was a sketchbook session. And then the sketchbook tour, I mentioned her, but her full name is Rin Ackson. And you might be confused because you're like, wait, but do you call her Rin? Rin is actually her nickname. It's kind of like me, where, I have a very long full name, but then, I have a nickname that everybody calls me. But Rin is the nickname that everybody calls her. She goes by Rin. Her legal name is Erin, but Rin is, her nickname. She is 20 years old. She is an elf character. I'll get more into that in a second. That's pretty important. She's pretty tall. She's about 5'10", 6 to 6 foot is that range. She's really tall gal. I mean, elves are pretty tall, but she's really tall. She technically does have a brother whose name is Alex, but we'll talk more about him again in a second, and he'll be in a different video. She wears a lot of, autumnal clothing and stuff. She's this kind of, badass. Well, she thinks she's a badass, but she's kind of... she could be kind of a nerd because she's only 20. She's pretty young compared to the other characters. She's the youngest character, so she feels like she has to prove herself more. The reason she's an elf, I'm gonna go into that right now. So basically, the world, as I said, she's the main character. So to kind of understand more about her character, you kind of have to understand the world. So they live in a place called the Anthronian Islands in the world of Anthro. That is the place they live. It's not really it's Earth, but, it's not really Earth, but, Earth doesn't exist, all that stuff. In this world, everybody has magic. Every single human being is born with magic. And it can range from, you have telekinesis, to mind control, to water, and you can tell what somebody's magic is based off the color of their eyes. So everybody's eye color coordinates their magic. So for example, if you have water magic, you might have blue eyes. If you have ice magic, you probably have white. If it's nature, green, etc. Some colors are also a little bit different. Purple could be a lot of different things. If the eye color is an unnatural eye color, they're probably more a very different type of magic than just natural. And in this world, only humans have magic. Elves also exist in this world. Elves do not have magic. And humans and elves are constantly, they're at war, I say war, they're always in conflict with each other. They're always fighting each other. They're always, spying on one another. In this world, there's a bunch of magic. There's supernatural creatures. There's artifacts. And the organization, one of the main organizations of this world is called Mage. And Mage is the place that has a lot of the people who have magic. Think of it like the FBI and the CIA of a fictional world, of a magical world, where you have detectives, you have people who are scientists who research magic and why it came to the world and why they all have magic, why only some people have it, some people don't. You have medical people, all this stuff. Elves do not like humans because of the fact that they have magic, and they think that basically they think the humans don't deserve it. They think all these things. It's been going on for years. This conflict has been going on for, it's just the way it is. It's been going on for years. There's been conflict within there's an elven empire that also has conflict, where basically there was a civil war there is a civil war where two sides are debating, and that's actually where Rin Ackson and her family come in. So, remember how I mentioned that elves can't use magic, but yet Rin is an elf that can use magic. Now you might be thinking, you're like, but that breaks the rules. That's, yeah, it does break the rules. That's why everybody's like wondering, what the heck? Why can this girl use magic? She doesn't know who her family is, because Alex is actually her foster brother, because she doesn't know who her actual family is. She was raised by Alex's parents. Obviously, they treated her like her own daughter, because that's how foster families work. They found her like on the side of a road one day, and they just didn't know who she was, who she belonged to. And this was around the time that, like, you know, the elven like area was becoming very divided, so they decided to get the heck out of the country and go to a different country called Jania. This is the headquarters of Mage. This is important. And Alex is a part of Mage as well, but he's an elf that doesn't have magic. Now, necessarily, just because you don't have magic doesn't mean you can't join Mage. There are plenty of elves in Mage. Not a lot of elves, but there are a couple elves like Alex. But again, I'll talk about that more in his video, because he's a pretty important character too. But Rin just, you know, like, even her parents were kind of like, okay, like, why does this kid have she has red eyes. So her magic's very, like, unique, and, like, it's just, like, nobody's seen magic like hers before, too. That's why it's, like, very different. That nobody knows what kind of magic she has when they eventually find out. But her parents, like, didn't want her to, like, they weren't ashamed of it, but they were just scared, because they didn't know, like, what the heck, and they were scared of telling people, because they didn't know, like, what the heck is wrong with our daughter, like, why does she have magic? And also they were scared that, like, people would take her as a science experiment. So she kind of was told to hide her magic. Well, she didn't, not like in like a bad way, but she didn't know how to use it, so, like, for safety, she just didn't use it for a long time. But eventually she wanted to join Mage like her brother, because she wanted to be like Alex. She wanted to, like, figure out, the main reason she joined Mage actually was because she wanted to figure out, why the heck do I have magic? She doesn't know. She wants to find out. That's why she wants to join Mage, so she can, like, figure out what the heck is going on, and also how the world works, understanding why the world is the way it is. Well, one day, a couple of years later, you know, she passes all her things. She graduated from the academy. She just entered into the Mage organization. She has a assignment she has to do, and basically, without going into the details, because this will be explained in a story someday, she basically uses her magic by accident, not realizing what she did, and everybody from Mage is like, what the heck? Again, she's an elf. Why can she use magic? What the hell is going on? So they interrogate her, thinking she's like a spy or something. But then eventually she's like, no, like, I literally am Alex's, like, sister. I don't know. They ask her, like, why do you have magic? And she's like, I don't know. That's why I joined the organization. And later it was revealed, yeah, she doesn't know what she's talking about. And they realize, you know what? We could use her. Because you know how organizations get. They're kind of like, oh, what if we use her talents? We want to figure out why she has magic. We can, like, figure it out together. In exchange, we want you to work with us. And she's like, okay, but I already work for you. And they mean, like, no. So basically the way, like, another context for, like, Mage is that you do have, like, basic officers, but then the higher up you go, there's, like, basically detectives. They're basically, like, secret agents, like, detectives. Like, they go into the actual field work. They don't have specific uniforms. They wear, like, these jackets and stuff, which I might have a photo I can pop up on screen of Rin in, like, the jacket. But, like, basically, yeah, they wear the jackets, and they have these jackets. And so she basically is pushed immediately into this detective agency, which is the same, like, agent detective. I don't know what I'm going to call it. It's more agent stuff. Basically, she then gets pushed into her brother's group, because her brother's in charge of this group, is where she will eventually meet other characters who are named Amara, Brendan, Mizuha, and Maria. They, again, are getting their own separate videos. I won't go into too much detail about these characters, but they're also the main characters. Basically, they all have mixed feelings, where, like, they're like, oh, this is cool. There's one character named Brendan, for he just does not like, immediately he does not like Rin. Immediately they get off on the wrong foot. They immediately do not like each other. That will be explained in Brendan's video. I know I keep saying that. I'm so sorry. That must be annoying where I keep saying it's going to be explained in this character's video, but just, yeah. So yeah, so then basically she's pushed into it, and now she's kind of like, oh, okay, I got moved ahead. Like, keep in mind, she just graduated from the academy, so she just joined Mage. So she has no idea what she's doing. She's trying to prove, and she feels like she has to prove her, like, do a lot to prove herself. She's the youngest one there. Everybody else is like 22, 23. Like I said, she's 20, so she's the youngest one there. She's also really tall, so she, like, stands out pretty, and she just stands out. So it's, like, about her trying to figure out her place in this world while also figuring out why she's the way she is, and just, you know, figuring out. That's basically what the story is. There's obviously more to it, but I don't want to, you'll find out more about it, like, as the world goes. I'm still, again, to this day, I'm still developing the story. Things could change, but that's basically how her character works. That's who she is as a character. Like I said, she's very, like, stubborn. She's very, like, interested in how the world works. She's very curious, but it's because of, like, the fact that she doesn't know why she has magic. She gets along. She's a pretty nice person. She gets along with everybody. Brendan is the one that she doesn't really get along. She tries to get along with him, but he's an asshole. Well, y'all know why he's an asshole. He's kind of an asshole, but she does a lot. She always throws herself into things and situations that she probably shouldn't, which causes her to get scolded by her brother a lot. Especially the higher ups. The higher ups always, like, are scolding this team a lot. They're like, guys, you got to get it together. She's just, yeah, she's very stubborn. She's very nice. She's very empathetic. She understands where people come from. She loves getting to know people. Yeah. She's also, a big part of her character is she's also bisexual. And that's a big part of her character, is trying to figure out, well, it's big, but, like, it's part of, like, her trying to figure out who she is and, like, who she, like, is attracted to. So she's gonna deal with a lot of stupid love. She's gonna go on a lot of bad dates. I'm trying to think of other things to say. It's maybe next time, if you guys are interested, next time I could do, like, something where, like, I do a Q&A thing where if you're interested about, like, a certain character, I could, like, you guys could ask questions about them. But, like, I can, like, I'm going to share some, like, fun facts about her that are just kind of stupid, but honestly, I think they're kind of funny. So, like, one of the stupid facts is Rin hates coffee. She does not like coffee. She is a tea. If you were to ask her tea or coffee, she is a tea person. She loves matcha. She loves chai. She loves all of her teas. She is a tea person. She also does not like potatoes. Again, super random, but she just doesn't like them. She had a bad experience with one time when she was a kid, and Alex makes fun of her for it all the time. But yeah, she does not have potatoes. She's also really bad at flirting with people. She's had her fair share of boyfriends and girlfriends, and, you know, they kind of didn't go well. Like, not bad, but, like, her relationships kind of aren't the best because people, like, found out she could do magic, and they kind of were like, what the heck, you're so weird. They always judged her. And again, she's always been the tallest one, because elves are pretty, especially in this world, elves are pretty tall. Like, 5'10" is a pretty average height for an elf, but for a woman, that's obviously not very common. So she's pretty tall, and, like, with humans, it's kind of like, but before she meets, like, obviously the people in Mage, she thought she was the tallest person. But, because I'm not gonna lie, there's some girls on this team that are pretty tall. But yeah, so she's, like, 5'10", she doesn't like potatoes or tea. I guess another part is, if you were to ask her, like, if she likes summer or winter, she is definitely a more winter fall person. She does not. She hates the heat. She hates it. Which helps, because the country that they live in now, where, like, Mage's headquarters is, it's a very cold climate. So that kind of helps, where she kind of, like, bundles up a lot. So that's nice. But yeah, she hates the heat. I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, that's that's not a lot, I know, but, like, that's basically her character. She has a lot of quirks, obviously. She can't flirt. She doesn't like certain things. She loves, like, reading. She loves reading. That's one thing. Her hobbies is she loves reading. She's always loved science. Like, science is, like, a thing that she loves. She's not very good at it, but she does. She's, again, because she's very interested in the way the world works. But yeah. I will mention this right now, because I don't know when else to mention it. This might be kind of niche, but I will talk, because this is the first video, so I will talk about some ground rules. when it comes to the other characters, you definitely will get a vibe for some of them that maybe some characters like other characters. I will say this. It is okay if you ship characters together. That is okay. I do not mind if you ship my characters together. I only hope that you don't, like, make it creepy. You know, if I introduce, like, a child character, obviously don't make it weird. But if you guys want to, if you, like, watch this series of, like, these characters and you decide, oh, maybe these characters are cute together, you are more than welcome. You're also more than welcome to make fan art. If you ever, I'm not saying you want to, but if you ever want to make fan art of these characters, you are more than happy to do it. Just obviously credit me if you are going to. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could talk about the painting process too. So in this, if you might be wondering, what the heck are you drawing? So in this video, I've been drawing Rin, like, or painting Rin, and you know, it's just kind of like her in an outfit. You might be wondering though, why did I draw her with a black background and a red thing coming out of her, as well as why does she have a white hair streak in her hair? Those things are kind of important. They are important to her character. I'm not going to give anything away just because that is technically spoiler-y. Like, it's more foreshadowing for the way her character is. Obviously, you might think, oh, then why did you draw it like that? Because I love, she's supposed to have, like, a creepy motif. Because she does eventually, this is one thing I think I forgot to mention. She does eventually find this weird spell book that ties to like why she has that stuff behind her. Yeah, let's just say maybe there's something more demonic going on behind the scenes of her character than you think, or that she even thinks. Yeah, let's just say there's stuff going on with her that she has yet to figure out, and she will figure out as she goes through her story, and there's going to be more things we figure out about the world as we go through her story. And that's all I'm going to say. You take that information what you will.
Where the night spends in, every glance a tidal wave, pulling me where I can't be saved. I don't need a lifetime in your eyes, just a fight before I die. So burn me down, let it burn. Every breath a whisper death, we're like comets crossing fast, beautiful because we're homeless. I don't need a lifetime or else, just to fall before it lasts. So burn me down, let it down. Every spark, every light, we just can't know. where the night spends in every blessed tidal wave, pulling me where I can't be saved. I don't need a light.
But yeah, thank you so much for taking interest in this character, this world and characters. Like I said earlier, they mean a lot to me. They've been with me through high school. They've been with me as the person I've become today. They've been through so many changes over the years. And if you were working or doing something, I really hope this was good background noise. Sorry, this was so rambly. It's just, I mean, yeah, that's just the way she is as a character. If you're interested in more videos like this, maybe consider liking the video and subscribing and turning on the bell so you don't miss more content like this. And yeah, I hope you have a great rest of your week or whatever you have ahead of you, and good luck with anything you got going on. You got this. Bye.